What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr, and today you requested it, so I'm going to bring it. It is the turn of the test hand combo video for the Blue Eyes Dark Magician profile I showed you all the other day. So what we're going to be doing in this video is showing you 2 test hands going first and 2 going second to show you how this hybrid of Kaiba and Yugi works. With all of that out of the way, please smash that like button, hit that notification bell and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more upcoming content. After a very decent shuffle and a good old cut, our starting hand of 5 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this is actually a really good hand, even though you may think it looks bad. Now we've opened up 2 not ideal cards, like even technically 3. Now the one big difference I should actually mention now is that I've added Majesty back into the deck. I mentioned it in the profile, I've basically bumped it up to 45 cards. It's absolutely fine. Now, ideally what you want to try and see in your hand is a route to your Dark Magician starter being Rod or Magician Souls, and then a route to the Blue Eyes options being Maiden, Sage or Wishes. We'll be able to get all of that from these 2 cards, and then this all becomes free discard fodder. So when you're actually looking at this, the one thing you've got to try and get access to will be Dark Magician. Now you either need to be able to get it to the field, or you're going to be able to get it to the hand. Illusion of Chaos can do that with, of course, your Magician Souls, but you also want a starter in order to work into your Blue Eyes plays. So for now what we'll do is we'll use Illusion of Chaos. We're going to reveal this in the hand. This will then allow us to add a Dark Magician or a card that lists Dark Magician in its text to the hand. So we're going to be adding obviously Magician's Rod, and we'll put Illusion of Chaos back. You can keep it if you want to. We actually do get some use out of having Blue Eyes in the hand, so you don't want to be putting that back. You could put, if you wanted to, the Majesty instead. The only benefit of holding on to the Illusion of Chaos is when you normal summon Rod, if you were to search out Secrets of Dark Magic, you could ritual summon the illusion down, and it means that in the grind state, the illusion can come up in the future turns as well. So it really is up to you. So what we'll do here is you'll normal summon down your Magician's Rod. Now it's up to you on which route you'd like to go for. Because I've got the Blue Eyes White Dragon in the hand, I'm actually going to be going for the Soul Servant. And this is where the Blue Eyes engine can actually help facilitate your draws of Soul Servant. And your Soul Servant can get you direct access to Magician's Souls, which gets you Dark Magician to the field, which I'll show you in a second. So now you're going to link off your Magician's Rod. You're going to go into your Spirit with Eyes of Blue. Spirit with Eyes of Blue's effect is going to grab you your Mausoleum. You can now activate the Maiden. This will then allow you to grab the True Light. You can sometimes hold back the True Light as much as you want so that you don't get hit with a Ghost Ogre. But the worst thing that's going to happen here is the Ghost Ogre would hit the True Light, destroying the Spirit with Eyes of Blue. You'd then activate the Mausoleum, still get your Dark Magician to the graveyard, and you'll still be able to make certain lines of plays. So it's not the end of the world, but it might be something you can want to consider. So your 2 options now are, you're going to definitely want to activate Mausoleum. You're going to want to use Mausoleum's effect, target the Spirit, and the best thing about Mausoleum is it lets you send any normal monster from deck to grave. So you can send Blue Eyes, we're going to send Dark Magician. Obviously, our Spirit with Eyes of Blue is currently live and active because you can tribute it off to summon down the Blue Eyes White Dragon, which will then in turn bring back the Maiden from the graveyard. That's something you will want to do in a minute, but what we're going to want to make sure we do before we shuffle up our deck any further is you're going to activate the Soul Servant. You're going to want to put your Magician's Souls to the top of the deck, wherever that may be. There we go. And then, of course, you'll shuffle up, and because you have Dark Magician in the graveyard now that you send it off the back of Mausoleum, is you'll banish the Soul Servant, and you will draw into the Magician's Souls that you've just placed on top of the deck. Now, obviously, you can't special summon down Magician's Souls or Dark Magician while you control Spirit Dragon, so now you're in this position here, or is it's up to you. You can activate True Light to set you the wishes, or you can just tribute off the Spirit and save the True Light for later on in case you need it in a different scenario. So for now, what we'll do is we'll tribute off the Spirit Dragon. This will then allow us to summon down Blue Eyes White Dragon from the hand, and then this will allow us to revive Maiden from the graveyard. This then opens up the options for synchro plays, which is really quite important. Now, the other benefits you're going to get once we fan these out is you now have, again, the option to activate True Light, set the wishes, work your way into Sage, and that will kind of give you the ability to work it into either using Sage's effect to discard itself targeting the Maiden, and then attempt to trigger Maiden's effect. That is option number 1. That could be quite helpful for you as well because that'll still get you to Sage to the field. Your other option off the back of that as well is you normal summon your Sage and you'll guarantee yourself an effect failure. But the idea is what you're trying to do is you're trying to turn your Maiden into the Abyss Dragon to get you the Polymerization, which you've already got. So if you don't hard open up that, that's a way of doing it. You can now use Magician's Souls effect. This will then send Dark Magician from deck to grave as cost. You're now going to have 2 Dark Magicians in the graveyard. I mean, technically, you could actually send Illusion of Chaos, but we'll keep that in the deck because it will give us a bit more advantage later on. And then you're going to summon back your Dark Magician. Now, the one thing you are missing here is a Dragon effect monster if you want to get into Dragoon. If you don't want to get into Dragoon, and the reason I've held True Light back so much right now is so that you can actually go into a different target which will protect True Light from being destroyed by card effect, which is really, really important, which will be your Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. So this card becomes Dark Magician while it's on the field or in the graveyard. Your opponent cannot target spells or traps you control with card effects, and they can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So if you're really trying to protect the True Light, that is one way of doing it, and I'll show you how this can work from here. So if we activate the Polymerization, you're going to fuse your Dark Magician with your Blue Eyes White Dragon, which will get you into Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. Now I just want to check on the Maiden on this one. Especially on the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Yeah, cool. So that's what I wanted to do. So now what you do is you can activate the True Light. It means your opponent could technically activate Ghost Ogre, but this won't be destroyed by card effect, which is fine, which gets you the wishes. You then activate the wishes, discarding your last card. Unfortunately, it is Majesty, but that's not the end of the world. This will then allow you to grab access to your Sage, and then also grab you access to your Roar, as unfortunately you've already used Majesty. So now you've got a couple of different options on this one. You're going to want to utilize the ability of Sage. It can target the Maiden. You can then trigger the Maiden's effect to bring back your Blue Eyes White Dragon. And this could then turn the Maiden into the Abyss Dragon. Not that you need it, because the Abyss Dragon is not actually going to be able to get you anything. So what you're going to be more beneficial doing is you can normal summon down the Sage. The Sage will then grant you access to another one, which is going to get you access to another level 1 tuner. In this scenario, you want to go for Effect Veiler because you have burnt through your hand and you've basically traded a Majesty for something else. You now have the ability to activate Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragon, and this will then allow you to get a Blue Eyes White Dragon because you don't control a Blue Eyes from the deck, grave, or banishment. We're going to be going directly from the deck because then you've deck finned both your Blue Eyes. There's no real reason to keep it in there. And now you have the ability to Synchro. Now, personally, I'm going to Synchro these two here. This is where the Secret Village lock could actually be very, very funny because you would work your way into your Spirit Dragon. And because you've got Maiden on the field, you would go Spirit Dragon into Ancient Fairy. Ancient Fairy would destroy the Mausoleum, getting you your Secret Village. And then you have the ability to Synchro your Maiden with your Ancient Fairy Dragon to get you into your Crystal Wing. And then during your opponent's draw phase, you'd activate True Light to bring back Blue Eyes, to bring back Maiden. And then they're under the Secret Village lock. You've got a Crystal Wing, you've got a Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. Obviously, these can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Your Secret Village wouldn't be able to be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, so they can't just easily out it. So that is option number 1. Option number 2, because you're not main decking the Secret Village in this particular version, is you hold back the Effect Veiler. You can end your field like this with a Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. And then what you have is during your opponent's turn, should they try to activate anything, you have the negate off of the back of your Spirit Dragon. You can use the Spirit Dragon's effect to tribute it off. This will then get you access into either a Lightstorm Dragon to deal with your opponent's spells and traps, or a Moonrose Dragon to return it to the hand. Ideally, if you go for something like your Lightstorm Dragon, you will be able to recycle some materials, and you've still got other plays to make. Now, the reason I've kept Wishes in the graveyard is so that when I get a Blue Eyes back during my turn, I can still banish the Wishes to equip it and go for a Tyrant, and I think that's going to be more beneficial for you. So just to kind of give you as much insight as possible to this particular hand, I'll play through my opponent's turn. So during my opponent's turn, it's quite beneficial to leave the Maiden on the field because it means if they forget about the Maiden, they go to attack it, you get to bring back Blue Eyes anyway. The only downside is, or the benefit of getting rid of it, is it means you can activate True Light, bring back Blue Eyes, and bring back Maiden. So it's up to you on how hard you want to hold back the True Light. So we play for our opponent's turn. During our opponent's turn, we can Effect Veiler anything we feel that could be massively threatening. We've got the negate off of Spirit Dragon. We can then tag out the Spirit Dragon into one of 3 options. So you've got option number 1, which will allow you to get the negate of a card on the field, and then when it destroys itself in the end phase because of Spirit, you can bring back a Blue Eyes. Option number 2, which is going to be the least effective in regards to keeping a monster on the field, would be your Black Rose Moonlight to return one of your opponent's monsters from the field to the hand. But then when it gets destroyed during the end phase, nothing will happen. And then your final option would be your Lightstorm Dragon to deal with your opponent's spells and traps. And then you get to target a spell trap in your graveyard when this is destroyed by battle or card effect, and then set it, but it can't be activated unless you control a normal monster. So this would allow you to reset any of your cards from the graveyard. So you could go for a Majesty, which can be quite useful because you can bring back Blue Eyes and you'll have 2 Blue Eyes in your graveyard ready to go. You could also bring back Wishes and you could bring back Roar. So it's up to you if you feel that you need to deal with your opponent's spells and traps or if you need to deal with your opponent's, like anything they might activate. So entirely up to you. We'll continue to play for our opponent's turn. So let's say we went with Spirit Dragon. If our opponent breaks through this, they'll attempt to attack Maiden. Like if they're trying to go for an OTK, they attempt to tap Maiden. Maiden's effect will trigger. This will allow you to bring back Sage or Blue Eyes. And then if that happens, you activate True Light, bringing back Blue Eyes and Maiden anyway, so you're just walling up. Let's say the base minimum, they don't attack this. You could choose not to activate True Light, but you've already got everything in the graveyard, so you can't set anything. So we'll just bring back a Blue Eyes. This will get destroyed in the end phase. This will then in turn also bring back a Blue Eyes. So we'll get 2 Blue Eyes into rotation. We'll then draw for turn. You've still got the ability of True Light, but you've got 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons right here. So you just go, cool, banish the Wishes. Wishes will then equip to Tyrant, or equip to a Blue Eyes and then make Tyrant. There we go. You've got the ability to Synchro here. So we'll Synchro into our second Spirit Dragon, or an Azure Eyes, really is up to you. I think I've already put the second Spirit Dragon in the graveyard. Yep, there we go. She'd go into a Spirit Dragon. You've still got True Light. She can activate True Light, bring back your Blue Eyes, which in turn will bring back the Maiden because it was still on the field from the previous turn. Remember that. And you haven't even gone anywhere near your Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. So if this was a Rod, if this could lead you into a Fusion Summon, because this is Dark Magician, that's when you can start opening up the access to stuff like your Dragoon as well, which is really important. Or the one that's going to be better in this particular scenario, which is what you'd want to work towards, would be your Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. And the reason for going into this card is this requires a level 7 or higher Dragon or Warrior, so it's easier to do, and Dark Magician. But the benefit of that one is if your monster attacks a defensive monster, inflict piercing battle damage. So it means if you were able to conduct a fusion summon of these two right here, this would then be able to attack all of your opponent's monsters doing piercing damage. This would then attack. It also has a burn effect as well. Spirit could then also attack. So you've got loads of attacks coming in, and our draw for turn was Secrets of Dark Magic, which is perfect because you'd go, cool, activate this using these two, and then you'd get that exact same outcome that I've just shown you. So that's option number 1, or our first test stand going first. Now what we'll do is we'll go second. Well, we'll go first again. We'll do a second one going first. But just kind of give you a bit of an insight. And also, keep in mind that we did have, even the Secrets of Dark Magic is completely redundant because we still had the Roar in the graveyard. So you could then use your Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, and then your Blue Eyes White Dragon, which would still get you the same outcome. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Now what we'll do is we'll go for a second test stand going first. So we're going to shuffle up, we'll cut up, and then we'll do another one. So the first test stand's always going to be a little bit longer because I like to explain every little bit of interaction and movement that I try to do. The second one will be a little bit faster, and then we'll go second and be as much detail as possible. I feel that being able to provide the commentary on top of this allows me to provide as much detail so that you're not questioning why have you done that, where have you done that, and it's kind of giving you a bit of a thought process of the other avenues that are available to you as well, rather than just saying, here is the perfect avenue we have, this is the only avenue you have, if you don't see it, you don't do anything, whereas I kind of like giving you the options to float around with it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is a very, very interesting hand straight off the bat. It's not the most versatile hand, and it won't feature any of your direct Dark Magicians, but we'll still be able to see what we can play because, like, in theory, these are okay for during your opponent's turn. These are okay to hard open, but not that great if you don't have anything else. So you'd have to go Maiden, you'd have to go directly for True Light, you'd have to activate the True Light, grabbing your Wishes. It's the only way to really do it. Activate the Wishes, discard Majesty, I feel. It's a real shame. I really wish the Link one would add Blue Eyes back from would add Mausoleum back from the grave. But anyway, we go into Sage. We go into Blue Eyes White Dragon. There we go. Not Blue Eyes White Dragon. What am I doing? Roar of the Blue Eyes. Skipping a step there. Where are we going? There we go. Roar of the Blue Eyes. Normal summon down your Sage. Sage will then be allowed to use its effect. Now, this is where I kind of want to put Master back in the deck, but it still just isn't as effective to me. At this point here, you're probably not going to go for a Maiden, as you've already got one. So you're probably going to go for another Effect Veiler. If you choose to, wherever it is. Can't find my second Effect Veiler, so we're just going to go for another level 1 tuner. It's absolutely fine. The whole premise is still there. You'd still turn this into the Link one. You won't be able to use its effect, sadly. You'll still be able to activate Mausoleum. Is there a way to get Blue Eyes back? Dark Magician back from the grave to the field? I don't think there is. So we will send a Blue Eyes White Dragon off of the back of the Mausoleum, targeting the Spirit. Technically, actually what I could do is my additional normal summon could be Maiden here, and we'll use Mausoleum to target the Maiden. Oh, actually no, it can't, because I can't special summon back a Spellcaster. Ignore that. We won't do that. We will literally just do Mausoleum, send Blue Eyes, activate Spirit, trimming this off, bring back Blue Eyes, bring back Maiden. what have we got? So we've got Roar of the Blue Eyes, which can still get me into a fusion play, which is absolutely fine. There's no real need for a second Maiden summon here. I could... Oh, there's no point in even summoning a Fet Veiler. I mean, I suppose this gets me 2 Spirit Dragons. So that's not the end of the world, because you'd go Synchro number 1. Let's do it a different way. Let's keep Blue Eyes on the field first. I don't mind Dragon Locking myself, so we'll go Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragon. This, because we control Blue Eyes, will let us get the Abyss Dragon, which in turn will allow us to grab Polymerization because we have Blue Eyes on the field. So at least I've got the Polymerization set ready for the next turn. Being Dragon Lock's not an issue. Synchro these two into Spirit Dragon. Is it worth me leaving this on the field? Add a level 8 or higher dragon from the deck to the hand. No, it's not, is the answer to that one. So normal summon down Maiden as our additional normal summon off the Mausoleum. Synchro these two together, gets a double Spirit. Not perfect, but it's something. Just double check what else we have in the grave. I've still got the ability of Wishes to go into Tyrant, but again what I'll do is I'll show you how you play through your opponent's turn. It's not perfect, but at the very least you've got an Effect Veiler on one of your opponent's monsters, you've also got an Ash Blossom on one of your opponent's monsters. You've got a negate off of a Spirit Dragon, you can tag this out and go into the ultimate, and then you can tag this one out and go into the Azure Eyes, and the benefit of that means that this won't be destroyed during the end phase, neither will this. We will draw 1 card for turn, and again I'm going to keep this blank, actually keeping in mind as well during our opponent's end phase, if you haven't used it already, you'll bring back Blue Eyes, which will in turn bring back your Maiden. You'll draw for turn. I'm going to keep this unknown and blank, just because I don't want the top deck to influence what we have here. I still want to show you what you can build and produce with what you have. So you still have the ability, keeping in mind we use True Light during our opponent's turn to get these back to the field. You can still activate Wishes. Turn, equipped with this, turn this into Tyrant. I also completely forgot that during the standby phase, we didn't have a Blue Eyes to bring back because we brought it back onto the field. Maybe it would have been better to set off a True Light, but again, because Majesty's in the graveyard, we've already gone through all our targets. Anyway, I'll play it as we see fit. So you go into these here. You've got the ability to switch Ultimate to attack. You could also switch Azure Eyes to attack if you want to, but you also have the ability to Fusion Summon should you need. Now, I can get back another tuner by activating Mausoleum, using Maiden as the target, chain Maiden to bring back Blue Eyes. So again, I still haven't used True Light. Remember, I haven't used True Light during our turn. This time we'll send Dark Magician, so we've got that into the graveyard. Let's hard synchro into our Lightstorm Dragon just to clear off a bit of space on the field. Put Lightstorm Dragon up to the top. Still have True Light to activate, and we still have Roar and the guaranteed Polymerization. But unfortunately, without getting another dragon to the field, which is fine. So you just go True Light, bring back Blue Eyes, brings back Maiden. Go to the battle phase. 25, 35, well, sorry, attack, clear all your opponent's monsters off. This will have the ability to reset the Majesty. Attack for 27, attack for 3k, 3-5, 2,500, and our card was Eternal Soul, which is actually pretty good here, because you'd set it and then be able to revive. So you'd still have all of this to play. Again, like I said, ignore the top deck. I didn't want to make that influence the field that we're presenting, because I don't want to be like, okay, well, my presence is dictated by my top deck. It's like, no, the top deck's just a added benefit. Okay, so now we'll start going second. Ideally, what you want to be seeing is you want your first starter of the deck to be a Dark Magician starter, being the Magician's Rod, and then you also want to see access to a Blue Eye starter. The fact of the matter is you play 2 Preparation of Rites unless you want to make it even more noticeable, but you play 2 Preparation of Rites, 2 Illusion of Chaos, followed up by 3 Magician's Rod, so straight away that's 7 ways to get to your Dark Magician starter. And then to get to your Blue Eye starter, you're playing 3 Maiden, 3 Sage, 3 Wishes. So you have 9 ways to get to your Blue Eye starter in a sense as well. So we'll shuffle up. We'll now go second. So we'll play out our first opening hand of 5. So if there's any hand traps in those, we will utilise them. And then we'll go trying to build our board for the OTK, which is really going to come down to Tyrant Dragon and whatever else you can add. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I mean, we definitely have access to our Dark Magician cards. And 6. What? How do I get a hand previous, which is like all Blue Eyes, and now I get all Dark Magician? Okay, this is actually fine. So, normal summon down Magician's Rod. The card I'm going to want to go for here. I mean, my Soul Servant can stack what I need. Try to see if it's worth. No, it's not worth doing anything funny here. Let's just keep it simple. Do I want Dark Magic Circle? You know, yeah, I'm going to go Dark Magic Circle because I can and it's funny. So we're going to go Dark Magical Circle. I have loads of different ways to kind of adapt this and change this as I see, which is fine. So I'm actually going to deck thin first. We'll go into Spirit. Spirit will grab me Mausoleum. So the goal for going second right now, just so there's a bit of context, is you want to be getting Tyrant plus this. That's like the base minimum you want to be able to get, because this gives this to have piercing, so everything it attacks will have piercing. It then provides burn damage, and then it's 2900 going in. And there are some times, and you'll see it as I try to play this out, where you can end with the Blue Eyes as well, so the Blue Eyes is the final 3k push. Okay, so we've grabbed our Mausoleum. We're now going to Maiden. This will grab us True Light. We've got plenty of discard fodder. This is the one benefit of being able to go second with this deck. This will grab us our True Light. I don't want to use True Light just yet, but in theory I could. That's not much of an issue. Just double check wishes actually. Yeah, cool. So, we've done Maiden. I can't special Souls yet, which is absolutely fine. So, we activate Mausoleum. We'll use Mausoleum's effect. Yeah, let's keep it simple. Send Blue Eyes White Dragon. Tribute off the Spirit. Get ourselves out of the lock for Blue Eyes and Maiden. So now out of the lock, which is absolutely fine. We can then... There's two options, okay? If you want Dragoon, you would go Magician Souls, summon back Dark Magician, and you would turn Maiden into the second effect Dragon Monster, which is your Spirit. I don't want to do that. I think we could be going a little bit further. Like, Dragoon's great, nice, and it'd give me like a pop, but I honestly don't think we need it. So, let's go with activate Dark Magical Circle, change Soul Servant. Off the Soul Servant, I want to put my, where are you? Secrets of Dark Magic to the top. Now, there is a reason for this, and don't you worry. Have we already got the Dark Magician? Oh, wait, hang on, whoa. Let's do, oh, no, that's fine. I'll take a randomized draw, it's fine. We'll shuffle this up. Okay, this will now go to the top, and then we excavate it following 2. So 1, 2, absolutely fine. We'll add Secret of Dark Magic, because that's the card we want. Soul Servant ends up in the graveyard. This comes to our hand. Now, again, you've got a couple of options. You can Illusion of Chaos, reveal this to grab your Dark Magician. And the benefit of something like that is it means that I could just go activate Secret of Dark Magic, and it means I can actually summon Magician Souls to get me more draw power, which is absolutely fine. And then it means I can also leave Maiden on the field to use that as a tuner and turn the Magician Souls into it. What you want to do is you want to get Blue Eyes White Dragon to the field, because that will lead you to a Tyrant Dragon, which is where your True Light is going to come into play. And again, remember, we haven't even used the wishes yet. So you've got a couple of different options that are available to you. Let's go with True Light to set. True Light to set, or do we want True Light for Blue Eyes? Yeah, True Light to set is fine. I've got another way of doing it. So we're going to set the wishes. Oh, hello. Activate the wishes. We will discard. You could discard Illusion or Maiden. I'm going to discard Maiden, which is fine, which will get us our Sage, and it will get us our Raw. The best thing about something like this is if I wanted to, rather than having to use Secrets of Dark Magic, I could actually use Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragon, because I'd actually summon out the Magician Souls and send it, but we're not going to be doing that. So we've got the wishes, we've activated wishes, we've done this, okay? So this is how we currently look. Now what you're going to want to do is you could do additional normal summon of your Sage, grab you an Effect Veiler. I mean, it's not really going to make much of a difference. I could use this to turn Maiden, which would then summon back Maiden. Maiden can summon back Maiden, right? Yeah, this doesn't say accept itself. That's pretty funny. So if I wanted to, I could Sage target Maiden rather than the Effect Veiler. Let's go Aggression. Screw it. Sage, discard, targeting Maiden. Maiden chain, bring back Maiden. Turns Maiden into Abyss Dragon. Oh, I know what I can go for. Go into Abyss Dragon. Abyss Dragon's effect, because you control Blue Eyes, grab you Polymerization. Like, I've got all the fusion spells I need right now. We will then go Magician Souls, send Dark Magician. If you want draw power, which you would send Circle and Roar of the Blue-Eyed, that will let you draw 2 random cards. And you'd also have Soul Servant in the grave. You choose to summon back the Magician Souls here. And then what you would do is you would use Illusion of Chaos to get you the Dark Magician you need. So that's option number 1. Option number 2 is you actually go for your Timaeus Dragon off of the back of the Illusion of Chaos, and you turn your Maiden into the Timaeus Dragon, and that just gets you even more aggression. So as we're going for aggression and not random draw, we're actually going to summon the Dark Magician. This will trigger Circle to target one of your opponent's cards and banish it. Then what we have the ability for is activate Illusion of Chaos. Illusion of Chaos will reveal itself. Don't know why I put it to the graveyard. Will reveal itself. I could technically ritual summon out the Illusion of Chaos, which is really funny. Do I need all of this? Do I want all of it? I kind of do, just to be like as aggressive as possible, which is really funny. Do I want to go into the dragon? Do I need to use Polymerization? No, I mean, I'll put back anything. I'll put back Illusion of Chaos, it's fine. Then what you could do is you could get rid of the Maiden for your Timaeus, which also comes as another form of Polymerization. Then what we could do here is we can activate Polymerization, use Dark Magician and Blue Eyes Abyss. This could get you into Dragoon if you want it to, but like I've said, the goal that you're trying to get to is you're trying to get into your Dark Magician, the Knight of Dragon Magic. And then you will, now that you don't care about being Dragon Locked, activate Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragon. It can bring back Abyss Dragon if you want it to, but we're not going to do that. We're actually going to get our second Blue Eyes. Comes in defense. The reason you do this way is it then means that you turn your defense position monster with Wishes, turning this or equipping this with Neo and Blue Eyes into Tyrant. Still have this in the hand if you need to. Unfortunately, you don't have Dark Magician to use, so you won't be able to technically use it, so maybe this was better off keeping it and you hold on to the Polymerization. But you also have Timaeus Dragon to fuse if you want to, which is also another way you can get into Dragoon, because rather than going into this, you would go into Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. But this is only during... could I do that? That might be a better way of doing it. So let's say we went here instead with Dark Magician and still with Abyss Dragon, right? We would go Battle Phase. Oh, no, because it doesn't give Tyrant or the piercing, so it doesn't matter. Do it one or two ways. This is your better way. I'm overthinking it. Let's keep it simple, right? Tyrant now has Pierce and Attack. So attack, pierce, 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 pierce. Reset any trap from the grave. See what we've got. We got anything? We haven't got anything there, so no worries on that one. You'd also do a bit of damage, because once per turn when your monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's original attack. So that's going to be burn damage, piercing damage. You've got a 2800 there, 2900 there, and a 3k there. So straight away, these three are going to be game. That's before you take into account any piercing damage and the burn damage off the back of this. So that's what you're trying to do when you're going second, is you're trying to get these two. That's your aggressive out. If you are worried about Nibiru, you might want to try and focus on getting to Dragoon a little bit earlier. And if you're worried about your opponent probably holding something back, and we didn't even get the random draw for the Soul Servant. If you're worried about your opponent holding something back to destroy your True Light, then again, you'd go into Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. So you would tailor it to what you are facing in front of you, but the idea is there. I'm just showing you, you've got loads of different fusion options there. And worst case scenario, if you just wanted to use Maiden and Dark Magician, you could and go into the Dark Magicians. But the Dark Magicians is like a greedy flex card. It's not it's not actually going to advance your field presence much. So what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle up. We'll now go second for the final time. So shuffling up, cutting up, and drawing our starting hand of 6. Well, starting hand of 5 first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, good mix of starters. Where's my hand traps? No hand traps. I mean, I've got the effect Dragon Monster, so that's fine, because now what we do is you go normal summon Rod. That's your idle starter. Rod will grab us... yeah, go Soul Servant. Turn this into Spirit. Spirit grabs you Mausoleum. Activate Mausoleum. activate Maiden, get you True Light. There we go. Additional normal summon of Sage. Sage will grab you Effect Veiler, just in case. Of course, you can grab another Maiden if you want to. Then what you do is use Mausoleum, target the Spirit, send in Blue Eyes White Dragon. Spirit, tribute off, bring back Blue Eyes, bring back Maiden. Okay. Synchro these two. Don't want to synchro. I should have put Dark Magician in the graveyard. Yeah, maybe I didn't want Soul Servant. Maybe that's a misplay in my sense. I'm just trying to think if there's a way of doing this differently. I think there is. Yeah, I think I've misplayed this one. Let me just reverse this one. I should have sent, so rather than this stays in the graveyard. Normal Summon Sage, get this, right? This is what we've got. Mausoleum, target Spirit, and instead of going for, instead of putting Blue Eyes in the grave, we put Dark Magician in the graveyard. Shuffle this up. And then what you do here, because we've got the second Sage, is you use second Sage effect on Spirit. This will then allow you to turn that into a Blue Eyes. This will then allow you to bring back the Maiden. There we go. So now we've got the free discard off of Soul Servant, but if you want to guarantee what you're going to get, you actually activate Servant to stack it to the top of the deck. The best thing you can get is probably Timaeus Dragon or Dark Magician. Trying to see where the fusion play comes from. No, okay, let's keep it that way. Do I want to go down the Synchro route? I don't know if I want to go down the Synchro route. So I've got all of these. I've done my additional normal summon. I'm just trying to get my head straight on this one. I can either have a randomized draw, not so great, or I can have a guaranteed stack. So Magician's Souls gets me Dark Magician to the field. I still need a fusion spell. The only way I can get a fusion spell to the field is if I special summon out Abyss Dragon, which I can't because it's in the hand, which is annoying. Otherwise, the Abyss Dragon would have been here. Unless I go to Raw of the Blue-Eyed, my fusion card can be Timaeus, but then I need Dark Magician to the field to do that. Okay, let's go Soul Servant. Let's put Souls to the top of the deck. We will banish the Soul Servant because obviously we have Dark Magician in the graveyard. This will then let us draw the Magician's Souls. We'll activate the Magician's Souls. We will summon the Dark Magician by sending Illusion of Chaos or Dark Magician. Doesn't make any difference, but you will be summoning out the Dark Magician. Technically, Synchro level 8. Pretty funny. So all I need to do here is get to a fusion spell, and the fusion spell will be Roar of the Blue Eyes. Because Roar of the Blue Eyes would lead me to Abyss Dragon. So you'd have to go Wishes, discard Abyss, grab you any level 1, so Sage, and we will grab Roar. There we go. Need to keep original Blue Eyes on the field. So we'll then activate Roar. We're going to be Dragon Locked. This will come back in defense. Effect, because we control Blue Eyes as well. We'll grab us Polymerization. There we go. That's how we've worked our way around it. You cannot use Roar's effect in the graveyard, don't worry. Have I actually even activated True Light's effect yet? I can't remember. I don't think I'm going to need to, but I'm going to show you how you're going to get where you need to go. Polymerization, we are Dragon Locked, but that's fine. So these two go into this one. This one with Wishes. I mean, obviously, I've left these two in attack because I got a bit greedy. Wishes, Banish, equip Neo, Neo and Blue Eyes into Tyrant. Those two should be enough. If I haven't used True Light's effect, which I don't think I did because I brought Blue Eyes out of the deck. The Blue Eyes that was here came out of the deck through Sage. I hard open up the wishes. Yeah, so I haven't used True Light's effect. So now I can use True Light's effect. I could synchro that off if I wanted to, just to get more field. No, that's already come back. So I would then True Light, bring back Blue Eyes. Synchro into a 9, not that I need to. Like, this will be the strongest board, because you would go, cool, attack, 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 do all piercing, and a bit of burn off the back of this. Attack for 2,900, attack for 3,000. And then in main phase 2, you'd synchro these off, because this one would have come down in attack. This was me being greedy. This should have been in defense. And then that would then work you into a Spirit Dragon. Is there anything that Tyrant can recycle? No. Okay, so you should be able to OTK with these two plus a Blue Eyes. Like, that should almost guarantee you the OTK. Sometimes this can actually guarantee the OTK as well, because especially depending on what your opponent has in defense. Like, worst case scenario, if you think of the strongest, like some of the strongest monsters they could have in defense are like 25. If they were to have 5 monsters with 2,500 defense, right, you would still do 4,000 damage just by 4,500 damage just by going Tyrant Dragon 900, 900, 900, 900, 900. This would then burn. Let's say it only burns for another 900. So that is 9 times 6. So 50 something, right? Yes, I have just got a calculator out for that. So 54 and then 29 off of this. 8,300. So like those two have done game. And even if they don't have 5 monsters with 2,500 defense, like even if they like having 3 monsters with 2,500 defense would be crazy enough as it is. But then you still have the Blue Eyes to swing in for the final 3k. So at the base minimum, just to go and give you like a mathematical breakdown, if you just do 2,900 off of this, and you just did 3,000 damage off of Blue Eyes, this only needs to do 2,100 damage, which is 3 monsters with 2,700 or less defense. Like, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So I love the pairing of these two. And that's not even taking into account any burn damage of that one. So technically, they only need 2 monsters with 700 defense and 1 monster with 700 attack. So yeah, I do like this hybrid. It's not perfect by all means. Like, when you're trying to merge 2 decks like this, the way that they are, it's not going to be the most perfect meta-killing deck ever. But it's a very fun, nostalgic deck that does work. Like, it does have combos. It does have plays. And what I love about this the most is I get to utilize this card. Like, this card is basically, I get it's the Curse of Dragon. But I feel like the effect this kind of has is quite similar to the effect I would expect of a Dark Magician with a Blue Eyes. But obviously, you'd like to keep it balanced and fair. But if we ever see a Blue Eyes with a Dark Magician fusion monster, you kind of want it to be broken. But whether it is or not, I don't know. Anyway, that is it for the entire test time video. If you do have any questions at all, by all means, please put them in the comments down below. I will be more than happy to answer them for you. For now, as absolutely always, stay safe and, of course, happy dueling.